Viewers, this is a special broadcast on Times Now. You've heard about Operation Rising Lion, and to talk more about that, we have the Israeli ambassador to India, Mr. Reuven Azar. Ambassador Azar, thank you for your time. Thank you for speaking to Times Now.
Thank you, Prashant. And allow me, first of all, to extend my heartfelt condolences to the entire people of India following this terrible plane crash that claimed so many lives. We are with the families, with the victims, and we wish a speedy recovery to those injured.
Now, you know, the Prime Minister has spoken, and Prime Minister Netanyahu has spoken at length about Operation Rising Star. I have his statement, and I'm sure, you know, you've been asked this question multiple times, but I want to ask you something else. My first question, Ambassador Azar, is did you achieve the objectives of Operation Rising Lion?
Well, this is an ongoing operation. This is an effort that we have decided to take as a result of an imminent threat of an attempt by the Iranian regime to assemble a nuclear weapon. And we are determined to continue this operation until we achieve our goals, which mean neutralizing this threat and impeding from Iran from acquiring a nuclear weapon.
What was that point or, you know, that provocation that led to this operation, strike on Iran?
Well, the Iranians, as always, have been exploiting nuclear talks to advance their military nuclear program. So not only that they were non-compliant with the safeguards agreement at the NPT, like the IAEA has declared, but in addition to that, they were having a clandestine group that was actually working to assemble a nuclear device.
Now, Israel has hit deep inside Iran. And when I say that, there are, you know, reports on social media, chatter otherwise, that says that high-value targets have been taken out. We have some of the names. Top military people of the Iranian regime are dead. Can you confirm what are these high-value targets we're talking about?
Well, we have confirmation, Prashant, that the top military brass of Iran, the head of their chief of staff, the head of the Revolutionary Guards, have been eliminated. These are the people that were in charge of this war of extermination by Iran against the state of Israel. We have, you know, people have to know that the Iranians were not only declaring they want to exterminate Israel, annihilate us, but they were working on three different tracks to try to do that. First is the military nuclear program that they've been pushing for years, and we've successfully stalled for some time, but it was getting to a critical point. The second is the vast missile ballistic program. Thousands of missiles that they were planning actually to upgrade it to an arsenal of 10,000 ballistic missiles in the next 3 years and 20,000 in the next 6 years. And without the nuclear element, those ballistic missiles could exterminate our country. We are a small nation, half the size of Haryana, the size of Mizoram. So we cannot allow ourselves to allow that to happen. Therefore, we have made strikes against those ballistic missile programs as well. And the third aspect of their plan to exterminate us was this proxy war, this ring of fire they've created around Israel that included Hezbollah and other militias they supported in Syria, Iraq, Yemen, Gaza, of course, and other places.
Now, Ambassador Azar, you know, Prime Minister Bibi has said that this is a clear and present danger to Israel's very survival. 80 years ago, the Jewish people were the victims of Holocaust, and he's calling this a nuclear Holocaust, and to prevent that, he says Israel did what it has done. I began by asking you that have you met your objectives? Now, if you are in a position, can you please tell us that how long do you think this Operation Rising Lion will go on?
This can take time, Prashant, because we have stated that we are not going to stand up idly by when Iran retaliates. So we are determined to pursue the targets that we have. This can take some time, it can take some weeks. At the end of the day, the target is to get to a situation in which Iran doesn't have a military nuclear program, that it doesn't have the ballistic missile capability to exterminate the state of Israel.
Ambassador Azar, there's also chatter on social media that in precision strikes carried out by Israel, some political top names in the Iranian regime have also been taken out. Are you in a position to confirm that?
No, we have only targeted military targets, and this is the intention of this operation, to neutralize a military threat. Those who are in charge of this extermination program are being targeted.
When Israel talks about the axis of evil, what do you actually want to tell the world?
Well, what we are telling the world is very simple. There is a genocidal, radical Islamic regime in Iran that is breaching the basic principle written in the Charter of the United Nations that a country cannot exterminate or even menace to exterminate another member state. And this is what Iran is doing. Now, Iran is not only talking about that, not only it has a clock in Tehran counting down the existence of the state of Israel, but as I told you before, they are actually pursuing military and taking military action to try to exterminate us. And this is completely unacceptable. But this is something that people have to remember and have to think about. Israel, by defending itself, is not only defending us, but is actually neutralizing threats that are threatening many countries in our region and actually countries in the world, because the missile program of Iran was about to reach every corner of Earth. And the fact that Israel is taking care of this threat is going to be a huge relief for many countries in the world.
Now, Ambassador, Prime Minister Bibi has said that Iran had prepared 9 atom bombs. And when Israel is now admitting and announcing to the world that, look, we hit their uranium enrichment facility, are you expecting some kind of a retaliatory strike? In what measure, what proportion?
Well, first of all, what the Iranians have been doing is that they have been accumulating enough fissile material fit for 9 bombs. And in addition to that, they have been working on a device to detonate, to weaponize the enriched uranium in a form of an atomic bomb, put on a missile that would strike Israel. They could have created an entire arsenal of missiles targeting Israel. And that's what we are preventing. Now, it is true that without this action of Israel, the entire world would be in danger. And therefore, although Iran is going to retaliate, we are determined to retaliate as well. This is something that we are determined to do because it is a just cause, it is the right thing to do, and it's part of our right to continue surviving in our region.
Ambassador, when you say that Iran will retaliate, do you expect them to use the nuclear weapons that, you suspect they've been amassing over the years?
We have prevented them from assembling a nuclear weapon. And this is the reason that we acted now. Because if we would have waited, then we would have to deal with a nuclear Iran, with Iran that has actually nuclear weapons. So this is what we are trying to prevent.
So, Ambassador, is that does that mean that you are saying or you believe that Iran is not in a position to launch nuclear strikes?
Not at this point, because we have taken care of that.
What is the role of the United States? Because it's, interesting, the statement from Secretary of State, Mr. Rubio. He says, look, we were informed by the Israelis and it is their right to defense. And in other words, he's saying we are okay, we are watching, but America had no role to play. There are other people who believe that American weapons were used.
Well, the United States is very clear. We are in sync with the United States. The United States supports our action, and they believe in our capability to defend ourselves by ourselves, which is part of our principled method of action. We are not counting on other nations to come to defend us. We are capable of defending ourselves, and the United States respects that. It's completely up to Iran whether they are going to actually implement their threat to attack other players or other countries in the region. That would be a huge mistake with them, because then not only the war would deteriorate and escalate to become wider, but then the dangers against them will be much higher. And therefore, the right thing to do right now is to de-escalate and create a situation in which the Iranians no longer threaten Israel with annihilation. They no longer use all these methods, the ballistic missiles, the proxies, in order to attack us, and they renounce their military nuclear capability.
Ambassador, let me ask you, a straightforward question. Are you saying that this Operation Rising Lion was launched, carried out, executed, what have you, without the help of United States, or would you say that with the tacit understanding of the United States?
We are grateful for the support they have given us throughout the last 20 months and even before. Without the United States, we wouldn't have the capabilities we have in order to defend ourselves. And yes, as I told you before, we're in sync with the United States. We have updated our American friends. We have shared with them the intelligence. They have corroborated that intelligence. And therefore, we enjoy the full support of the United States at this point.
Now that Israel has cornered Iran in a way, how do you see the Russia-Iran ties playing out?
I don't know. It will be up to the Russians. I think it would be inappropriate to assist a radical regime that is sworn to annihilate another state. We have good relations with Russia, and Russia stated times and again that it cares about Israel's security.
Ambassador Azar, from Operation Rising Lion, let's, talk about Operation Sindoor, the strikes that India carried out on terror infrastructure in Pakistan, and Israel was the only country to come out in unequivocal support of India. Now that Israel has carried out Operation Rising Lion, what are your expectations from India?
Well, first of all, we enjoy very good relations with India and the Indian people. We are cooperating with India to face common threats and common challenges. This cooperation has continued throughout the last 20 months, and I'm sure it will continue in the future. We are good friends, we are strategic partners, and we see eye to eye on many, many things.
In terms of expectations, do you want to list out a few things that you want New Delhi to
We are having conversations at the highest level with our Indian friends at the top brass, including our ministers and our prime ministers, and this dialogue will continue. We understand, of course, the concern of India of escalation. This is very natural. No country wants to see war in our region. But at the end of the day, we will take action to defend ourselves, exactly like India took action to defend itself in Sindoor.
Ambassador, how long was Israel preparing for before it launched Operation Rising Lion? Because, there are many theories doing the rounds. I want to highlight a sequence of events here with regards to the United States. The US recalled its personnel in Israel about a day prior to the strike. Then it also told its, military personnel, if they want to come back with their family members, they can. It left the decision to the US, to their personnel. So does that mean that this was in the works, and after everything was sanitized, the operation was launched?
We've been dealing with this threat for decades now, because Iran has sworn to destroy us many years ago, and they've been acting to do that. So we prepared our defenses, we gathered intelligence, we built our capabilities, both offensive and defensive. And of course, we are coordinating with our friends and allies, because we don't want any harm to be put on them. And therefore, it's natural that, countries will take precautions. That is perfectly okay. We hope that escalation will be prevented, but we are determined to see it through, because we will prevent Iran from acquiring a nuclear weapon. Thank you very much.
All right. Ambassador, lovely talking to you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
With that, viewers, we're taking a short break. Lots more lined up on Times Now. Please stay with us.